Hide and seek, there you go. Now you see me, now you don't.
Shifting gears a little bit, what was your favorite scene
Oh wow.
to shoot?
A favorite scene to shoot.
That and then okay, I don't know if the answer will be the same. What was your favorite scene to shoot? And what is your favorite scene of the entire series from what you've seen so far?
Well, we haven't seen the last episode yet.
Yes.
Which is obviously really important because it's the last episode.
So, yeah.
See
Like what he did with all that.
And I don't know. I need a minute to think.
Okay.
I'm like processing.
Now you want to freeze up every time we talk.
I know I have so many things to say, huh?
Yeah.
Favorite scene so far and favorite scene to shoot? There was something about the scene in the park that was a lot of fun to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
I just think there was a lot, like, very small nuances in, like, now that I watch it back. Mind you, I mean, when you're an actor and you're doing your scene, there's so many things that happen that you do that the other character does that they're over your head because you're in the moment. So when you get to watch it back, you really kind of get to pick apart your performance and sort of see all the pieces, all the things that you thought that you didn't do that you really did do.
You know, feathers remind me of my abuelita, my grandmother. When we were little, when we'd find one, she'd say an angel left it behind. She would say, si encuentras una pluma, se la tienes que dar a una persona muy especial. If you find one, you have to give it to somebody very special.
When I watch it back, when I watch the episodes, I don't feel like I'm watching myself.
No, not at all.
I feel like
Not at all.
yeah, which is great because I feel like I'm watching Gideon and Donnie.
Yeah.
And I'm rooting for them too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, what's gonna happen?
I'm like,
I know what's gonna happen.
Right.
I'm like, is Gideon gonna give this dude a chance? I'm like, Gideon
Right.
is just
He's
not.
just so stubborn.
Uh-huh.
But yes, I love those moments because I feel like you are watching. Well, I'm watching two people who are connecting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On just through conversation.
Mhm.
You know. So I really enjoy those. I really enjoy filming those moments too.
Yeah. And it was just really purposeful. Like, I know we've talked about this before, but like, you had made a reference to. I'm gonna forget the name of the movie again.
If Bill Street.
If Bill Street Could Talk.
Yeah.
Okay. With Regina King.
Yes.
Yes. And yeah, like you made a reference to like just the moments in the conversations, and like that's what you wanted to be like intimate. Like that's where we want people to see like, oh, these two characters are like falling for each other. Like those glances, those little stares.
Yeah.
Like that's where the intimacy is for those two characters, is in those
100%.
moments.
Mm-hmm.
It's not in like physical touch. That's something that we talked about. Was like Gideon isn't a really big physical touch kind of guy, whereas something that again we're not used to seeing a lot in any LGBTQI series plus shows and movies is I feel like sometimes it moves quickly into sex. It moves quick, and there isn't enough build up. There isn't enough discovery of the other individual, and I feel like we take that for granted, and I feel like it's nice to kind of see it in Losing Hope that there's like a build up, so yeah.
Cool. Yeah. What about you? What was your?
I would say my favorite scene for us working together would be when we were at the bar area with the pink. And I think it's because I kind of really tapped into that character then, because we had a nice long conversation. And, and I just felt like we were really getting into our friendship in that scene. Like people got to see what our friendship was in that scene. So I really love that scene, and I just love the lighting, and I love that whole night.
At 3 o'clock in the morning.
3 o'clock in the morning.
I don't know, the way these guys act these days, I don't even want to waste my time. Plus, I have to focus on my career.
See, that's the problem. You're not even giving him a chance. Shutting him down already.
Kelly, you know these guys. You meet, you exchange numbers, and then you send endless texts to each other because no one wants to talk on the phone anymore, and then that's it, ghost. And then you see them in the grocery store and they act like you never even met.
Understood. However, give me one reason why you shouldn't go on a date with this guy. Just one.
Okay, I don't know him.
Exactly. You have to give people a chance. If he calls you, just go out on a date.
Actually, we didn't exchange numbers, and even if we did, I'm good.
You good? If you were so good, you wouldn't be sitting here thinking about him, now would you?
You look great.
Just for him, Jairus did the makeup though, so
Jairus Madison.
Yes,
Those red lips. Those red lips match up the songs.
Yeah, the red lips. Yes,
Yeah. Pick that up.
Of course I picked that up.
Strategically done.
Of course I picked that up.
Red Lips Heritage, thanks to Heritage who performs that song, sings that song.
That's awesome. And then one of my favorite scenes are actually with you two, the first date, because you actually touched on like racism too, coming in the building, and then white man's like, "Who are you?" And I'm like, that is just so what be happening. Like back up off of us, okay? How about that? Because we live in nice places too. But you touch on that, and then when you finally got there, you kind of loosened up just a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah, just a smidgen.
A little bit.
But it was nice to see that scene and how you guys were looking at each other in the eyes, and I love that we weren't able or privy to see anything until everybody else sees it.
It's exciting, huh?
Yeah, it is.
It's so exciting.
It really is. So I'm just like, I'm seeing something like, oh, okay. I didn't even know that was all happening behind the scenes when I wasn't on set. And but that was one of my favorite ones because you kind of like, that was the first time of you open up after I told you just go on a date with him. Like give him a chance.
See, that's your problem.
Yeah, that's your problem. You're not even giving him a chance. And you gave him a chance. And to see that first scene, I really love that because it was like the locking eyes and that you were really trying to get him to,
Oh God, he's always trying.
Yes, but you were trying. You were like really pulling him to loosen up and. You may have looked at your eyes for a sharp 3 seconds, but then, he was back tough as nails. But that was one of my favorites because I finally got to actually see you guys connect too.
That was, I have a lot of favorites, but that was one of my favorites too. But especially about the conversation about color, which, to be honest, when I originally wrote Losing Hope, color was all throughout it. That was our connection.
What's your favorite color?
My favorite color?
Yeah.
White.
White? White's so boring.
Oh, so now I'm boring.
No. I'm saying white's not really a color.
Well, whatever it is, I still like white.
I mean, it's simple.
It's not complicated. What's your favorite color?
Blue. It's limitless. Sky's blue. Ocean's blue. Has so much potential.
Let's talk about though that moment where Gideon comes in, he rushes in, and then there's that whole conflict at the door with the two other characters. What I have my thoughts about it. I've had several conversations with people after they watched it. They were like,
I mean, I was talking to a friend of mine the other night who was like, I'm gonna watch like 1 or 2 episodes, and I was like, all right. She was like, no, watch the rest during the week. I was like, okay. And then she calls me like, and some change later, and she's like, I watched all of them. That's so good. And I was like, I told you.
They really are.
Just watch them.
Yeah.
And we were talking about it, and she was like, it's just crazy because, we filmed this in 2019, so it's before 2020. It's before, not that these things have not been happening.
Right.
They have been happening. They've been, for as long as we can, remember, there's been injustice when it comes to individuals in our community.
Yeah.
But the fact that after everything that happened last year, you know what I mean? Like, my friend was like, oh my God, like, he wrote about, like, a Karen before a Karen was a Karen. Or the guy Ken, you know what I mean? And it's like, wow. It's like, wow, he did. He touched upon something and you saw situations like that with people not letting someone in to deliver food or going to their own apartment all the time on the news last year. And it's true. It was like, we filmed that a year before, but it was still so relatable to now.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Tim.
No. Are you shooting here?
Shooting here? I'm here to see a friend.
A friend, huh?
Yeah.
Look, people can't just walk in whenever they want to.
People.
Hey, Tracy, what's going on?
Is this your friend?
Yeah, is everything okay?
Yeah, everything's fine. I'm sorry. There's been a lot of break-ins lately, and my car was stolen, and it's been crazy. I'm sorry. We're sorry.
It's okay, Tracy. It's all right.
Are you serious?
When I watched that scene back, I think Donnie was wrong.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I do. I think he was wrong. I feel like he didn't give place for Gideon to be upset. Yeah, I watch it back and I'm like, if that would have been me on a date, like, I would have been very defensive of the person who I was with. But I think Donnie was wrong.
Yeah, I did too. Actually, too.
Absolutely.
I say he needs to
Uh-huh.
he needs to really understand where Gideon's coming from.
Absolutely.
And like take a sit back and not be like, oh, it's okay. Like, no, it's not okay.
It's not okay. Yeah.
And but those are situations sometimes that everything happens so fast. You don't want to make an instant response all the time. So I think you played it right too, but we have a right to say you were wrong.
Absolutely.
You played it right.
I absolutely think he was wrong. And it's different. It's interesting to watch yourself play a character and watch the character and be like, he's wrong, and you watch it very subjectively, and you're like, no, he's wrong. The way he went about handling the situation is not right.
So 2 points about that. So it's interesting. So you highlighted that we filmed that in 2019.
Yes,
right?
we did. Yep.
And I'm like, oh my God, it's taking forever to get this project done. That was fun. But it's here, and we love it, and it's amazing, and it's right on time. Seriously, because
I drink real fast.
It's okay. I'm trying to save this little swivel in here.
but it's funny because when we talk about timing or things happening when they're supposed to happen, God's timing.
Yeah.
These topics, not just that, but other things that we talk about at Losing Hope, I feel like some of them are much more relevant than they've ever been because of where we are now in 2021, from 2019 to 2021, looking at everything that we've all experienced, right? Yeah. So, and the crazy thing is, so the timing with Losing Hope coming out now is relevant, right, to address those topics, because now all of our eyes are open, right, and we can have varying perspectives about that situation. And it's funny because you guys say that Donnie was in the wrong. I've had a couple conversations, and at least one person told me Gideon is in the wrong. Like,
everybody has a right to their opinion.
And this is what I wanted. When I wrote it, I was like, I want people to have conversations that reflect the different opinions, the different viewpoints. Some people say Gideon was wrong. He shouldn't have entered into the building.
Huh?
You know what I mean? Like, he should have waited. He should have waited until Donnie came to get him. Some people say that the other two characters were wrong, that they were racial profiling.
Absolutely.
This is the first, honestly, that I'm hearing anyone say that Donnie was in the wrong.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no! As
soon as we were watching it, like all together too, I was like, I had to rewatch. I'm like, you know, he didn't give you space to just feel what you needed to feel from that experience. You know, like people don't understand what it's like sometimes being a black man and being enemy number one.
He wouldn't let me in. That's why every time somebody sees a black man, there's always an issue.
Why do you think it's because you're black?
What else would it be?
Maybe he just wanted to make sure you're a good guy.
A good guy. So he has the authority to determine who's a good guy.
I'm not saying that.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying everything isn't about race, Gideon.
Everything in America is about race. Look, that's all America sees. I know racism when I see it.
And you think I don't?
So you know what it's like to be black in America.
No, but I know what it's like to be Latino in America.
At least it's easier for you to fit in.
It's unfortunate that, you know, people, you know, it's unfortunate that some of them have this prejudgment of black men, you know, and everything that you do is wrong. You can't live in this building. Why are you walking down this block? You know, it's so much now that we see because of the internet now. Yeah. But it's been happening forever. I mean, first of all, we were stolen, so let's start there. You know, slaves and but you know, it just, you know, it's been happening.
It runs deep.
It runs really deep.
You know,
it's not superficial.
Yeah, it's not.
Deep. Yeah.
That scene. So that happened to me twice. That scene was inspired by something that really happened in my life, which is why I wrote it.
Wow.
And you know, some people could say, well, you were in the wrong, you shouldn't have entered the building. But I was literally at a call box. I called my friend who lives in a gated community, and he was walking to let me in. And it just so happened that two people who lived in the building entered into the you know, the gate, or the door. And knowing that my friend was like literally right there, I was like, I'll just walk in behind him. And I walked in, and that's what happened. And my friend was there. I didn't react the same way. I didn't, you know, wasn't elevated to that quickly, and even to that degree. But my friend was literally like walking down the hall, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, my friend is right here. He was kind of letting me in, and they didn't back down. And I'm like,
really?
They did not. And it's funny because when I was at one of my editors' house for this project, Losing Hope, and we were editing this project, it happened to me again.
Oh Lord!
I stepped outside to take a phone call, and was inside of the community, and you know, this woman was like, "What are you doing here? Who are you? Who are you here to see? Oh my God, I'm concerned for my kids." She was with her daughter. Yeah, she was with her two daughters. She was probably like 10 and 11.
Oh,
like, who are you? And I'm like, whoa. So it's crazy.
It's
all of that happened before 2020, you know, and it continues to happen. Even after this point.
Yeah, we gotta do better. We gotta do better.
Yeah.
Like, it's
so
just,
much better. I mean, it's like even in like an understatement to say we gotta do better.
Yeah, it's like, no, like people just really need to mind their damn business.
There we go.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
like,
as simple as it is. Just
it's
mind
period, point blank.
Hide and seek, there you go. Now you feel me, now you don't.